Welcome back to NIMBY, the fastest half hour in the world. I'm Adam Fox here with Tom Lucier. We just heard some music from Catherine McClellan from her new album, Water in the Ground, a track called Something Gold. She'll be performing with Ron Leary tonight at The Blind Dog on Willett Avenue. But enough about that. We are joined by phone by a good friend of ours, been on the program a few times, Pina Chotoli. Pina, are you there?
I sure am.
Pina, you are the what's your official title with WindsorEats? Would it be co-owner?
Co-owner, supporter extraordinaire,
Whoa.
doer of some things here and there.
Planner of many organized things. You know what? We got to get you a bio.
Yeah, we sure do.
We should have one on file
Can you
here.
work on that, Adam?
I will. I'm gonna get right to work on that.
Okay,
Whoa.
thanks.
But the reason we've got you on is the thaw is over,
Yes,
and it's now bike riding time again.
it sure is.
When we talked to you last October, that season was wrapping up, but it's started up again, and you've got a new fun. Well, it's not new, but you're resuming the fun initiative of the Bike Wine Trail. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Wine Trail Rides. Yeah, we started them last year, and kind of funny how they started. Adriano and I thought there should be more kind of biking events in the city and in the county, and we thought, well, how could we kind of involve the county in some of the things that we do, and specifically the wineries. Not a lot of people get a chance to go out there. So we came up with the idea of, rather than doing it by car, as most people do, they take that little wine trail, the wine route around the county by car, but it's kind of a little bit better when you do it by bike because you get a whole different experience of what the county really is about. And you kind of get the sights, the sounds, the smells, and the tastes of everything around you. So we decided to put these bike trail rides together, and they worked out really well. Go to 3 wineries, I think, on average 3 wineries on each wine trail ride. And then at the end of that, we get a meal made by one of the wineries, which includes like a little bit of the local produce in and around the county.
Now the first one that's coming up is June 27th.
Yes.
And what wineries are involved in the first ride this year?
This month we're doing Alexander Estates, Mastronardi Estates, and Peely Island Winery, and Peely Island on the mainland, not in the water there.
Yeah, that'd be impossible. And who's providing the food for the final winery?
This time we're having it at Alexander Estates Winery. Alexander is going to be our starting and finish point, so the meal will be at Alexander Estate when we make our way back there. And we have Chef Jeff Wright that's doing the meal for us, and he's going to be incorporating some local produce and local vegetables into the meal.
How many people went? It's Tom.
Hey,
Pina.
Tom.
So how many people went on the first outing, and what are you preparing for this outing?
Well, it kind of gradually grew, right? Because the only way we promoted this was online. So the first ride, which happened in July of last year, probably had, I think it was maybe 27 people on it. The second ride had about 35. The fourth ride, I think, ended up almost 70 people. So as they kept going, they kept growing, and which was really a fantastic thing to see. If you were kind of driving out in the county and you saw like this group of 70 riders down the road, I thought it was pretty fantastic.
Now we should stress that this is for adults.
Yes,
right?
19 and over.
19 and over. And you know, we talked about this last time too, but I think if people are kind of just discovering this idea for the first time, they think, whoa, all that wine and riding a bike, I don't know, is that safe? Can you talk a little bit about, you know, what these tastings kind of entail?
Yeah, what happens is, I get the question all the time, we're not getting loaded. That's probably the first thing I should say. We're visiting 3 wineries, and at each winery, they give us about 3 tastings, and a tasting is probably about an ounce. Mm-hmm. So you get 3 ounces, and really it's not enough to impair your driving skills or your biking skills or anything like that. And at the end of it, we do have a meal, and there's time for people to kind of relax. And if they do get a little bit of a buzz going from the wine, they do have that opportunity to kind of come down from that and before they get behind the wheel of a car, because we don't kind of condone any of that type of stuff, and we don't want people riding their bikes all tipsy.
Right.
So we don't encourage people drinking to a point where you get like that.
And you've got a sponsor that's helping you out with this. That's Maximum Edge, correct?
Yeah, Maximum Edge is a great little local bike shop that's across the street from the airport. And what they do is they come out on the rides with us. They provide the support vehicle. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we get a bike that breaks down. They'll come out. They'll help you fix your bike and get you back on the road. And we have a guide, Chris Carvalho, who comes out with us. He's actually pretty fantastic. He's biked all over South America and Europe, and he's quite the bike enthusiast, and he kind of leads the way.
I saw Chris downtown not too long ago in his getup. Man, that guy's got the full regalia.
Oh, yeah, he's got the whole getup.
Yeah. And then, now we can segue into the wine club. You've actually started through WindsorEats a pretty regular wine club here, and we've got one coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah, actually, we started up the wine clubs. It was actually Mezzo Restaurant that started up last year, but they kind of let it go. I think they had a lot of things going on at the same time, and this one kind of fell by the wayside. So we decided to pick it up for them. So we have one going on tomorrow night. It starts at 7. Tickets are $25, and we have about 5-6 tastings, and tomorrow night's host is Master Nardi Estates. Mm-hmm. So they're going to come out, and they're going to provide a tasting of some of their wines, red and white, and kind of go through what to pair them with, the taster in each wine, what the process is, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty great. We started these ones a couple months ago, and we've had a good turnout. Our last one, we had about 27 people come out for it.
That's great. Mm-hmm. I was going to say Master Nardi is one of my favorite local wines.
They're pretty fantastic.
Lise LeBlanc is the winemaker there, and she used to have her own winery, LeBlanc Winery, just outside of Harrow, and she's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
she is. She's
you will get to taste some really great wines, and I think we've talked about this before, Pina, just challenging people's maybe. Not even some people's misconceptions, and then other people's maybe just ignorance, and I mean that in the literal sense, about Essex County's rich diversity of wine and quality of wine.
Yeah. It's funny to say that there are people that come on these wine clubs and these wine rides that have never been out to a winery, one of our own wineries before. And I find that, to me, it's like, oh my gosh, no way. It's shocking to me. But there are people that live in the city, in and around the area, that have never tasted one of our local wines, and I think that's a tragedy in itself. But I think everyone should have the opportunity to either at least get on a bike trail ride like that, or just go out to the county and go to one of the wineries and try these out.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Pina.
No problem.
That's we've got a wine club event coming up tomorrow night, and we've got the wine trail ride, which will be kicking off later at the end of this month.
How much is the wine? How much is the wine trail ride?
The wine trail ride is $25, and that includes all the tastings.
That's
and the
free.
Meal. Yeah, that's
that is free.
You know what? We try to keep it as cheap as possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. And if people want more details and more information, Pina, they can go to
www.windsoreats.com.
Thanks for talking to us, Pina.
Thanks, guys.
Well,
that is free.
That is free.
I love the $25 for a meal, 3 tastings at 3 wineries, a bike ride that's guided. They fix your bike. If you want to buy something, they hold it for you, and then someone goes and picks all the orders up from each winery and brings it back to the original.
Yeah, that's right. So you don't have to worry about trucking around a bunch of bottles on your back.
But this is the thing. That local support is incredible. I love it.
Yeah, and we're really seeing the local wineries kind of come together and work with each other and self-promote, too. That's helping the sector there for sure. But anyway, we are out of time as usual.